Welcome to the Kiwi Mana Bay. Hi, this is episode 71 of our beekeeping podcast. This week we are talking to Jullion Nelson-Parker from Auckland, New Zealand. Jullion is a brand new beekeeper and has completed the Introduction to the World of Beekeeping course that was run by Margaret from Kiwi Mana. He talks about his first season and what he has discovered. So this is going back to his spring and when he first started out. We'll probably have a catch up with him after winter and see where he's at then. So
yeah, that'd be great. I'm looking forward to that. And welcome to the Kiwi Mana Buzz, everyone. This is Gary, and along with my partner Margaret.
Hi.
We're beekeepers from the hills, the Waitakere Ranges in West Auckland, New Zealand.
Yay!
And our podcast is about beekeeping, gardening, and political issues about environmental issues.
Also want to mention that Jullion is an urban beekeeper.
Yes, urban beekeeper, and he's doing very well, so it's going very well for him. So sit back and have a listen to this interview with Jullion.
Enjoy!
So we've given the Kiwi Māori audience a little overview there, Jullion, but take it from here and tell us who you are and what you do.
My name's Jullion. So I've been beekeeping now for, I guess, about six to 8 months. So I did a course through Kiwi Mana, through a beginner's course, and learnt sort of the ropes of how to get started and all the basics of beekeeping and beekeeping management. And then from there, purchased a fully set up beehive. So I guess coming into autumn, and then have been sort of managing the hive from then, and coming into spring. So it's all getting quite exciting round about now.
Oh, fantastic! How did you find that course you did with Kiwi Mana? That was with Margaret, eh?
Yeah, that was with Margaret. Yeah, no, it was really good. Yeah, no, I mean, having little or no understanding of beekeeping, it gave me a really good overview and filled in a lot of gaps. And it was sort of, there is a lot of information. It's quite technical. It's scientific. So there's, I guess it was at a pace where a lot of people who had no prior knowledge, were able to keep up and sort of, enjoy it and not get bogged down. So, it was really good.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, well, I'll pass it on to Margaret.
Yeah.
And what area of New Zealand do you keep your hives?
So we're keeping them in central Auckland, in Parnell. So that's at the bottom of my girlfriend's property. There's a native reserve there of it's probably sort of 2 to 5 acres of native bush. It's quite hidden, which is quite nice. It's sort of right in the middle of town. You don't even realise it's there. It's in a gully. That's on a north-facing slope. There's just a little clearing amongst some native bush, and it's got a lovely little outlook, and see that the flight path's sort of pretty unobstructed, and they just sort of cruise out from there. So
cool.
Good spot.
Yeah, and how are you finding the build-up so far? This at the moment we're just into almost summer. How's the build-up going with them?
Yeah, going really well. We've had they've been pretty busy. We've had sort of a lot of drone around about now, gathering on the entrance. A lot of fanning going on in the evenings.
Yeah.
They seem pretty going well. So I think the hive on the whole seems strong.
Oh, cool.
I guess maybe I've heard, I don't know, just being in the urban bees, they've got a lot more variety at the moment at this time of year, and just they're actually thriving in the cities more so than the rural areas.
Yeah, we're definitely finding that because we've got customers in suburban areas as well, and that their bees are doing a lot better than our ones at the moment. It's really, really weird.
Yeah.
What made you get interested in beekeeping?
Always sort of been a little bit interested over the years. Studied biology, I guess, had a bit of sort of background interest there, and then a friend of mine said that he did it in Auckland, and I guess And then, found that course and thought, why not? Let's get into it.
Oh,
that's
awesome. That's fantastic. And did you buy any books at all as well, or have you just did the course?
Yeah, I've got the Matheson, the Bible as they call it, the Practical Beekeeping, Andrew Matheson and Murray Reed.
Okay, that's the Practical Beekeeping in New Zealand book?
That one,
Yeah,
that seems pretty, I guess it seems like it's more for commercial, seems pretty comprehensive, and it's quite good whenever you've, just a bit unsure about something, it usually has it in there, so.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's a good book. Yeah. Yeah, the guy we're interviewing tomorrow has actually written a book with those guys, so yeah.
Oh, right. Interesting.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, and so what would you say is the biggest issue facing your bees in your area at the moment?
Well, I know there's a couple of hives on the same road. There's an older couple who live on the same road, and their bees actually, I haven't spoken to them directly, but they absconded apparently through second-hand knowledge for whatever reason. So hopefully my bees aren't going to do anything like that. They seem, all the varroa treatments are in, and they seem to be doing well. There doesn't seem to be any deformities, and they're looking pretty strong at the moment. But yeah, I guess swarming. Probably a bit of an issue for me is that my bees aren't on my back doorstep, so they're on the other side of town. So unfortunately, I can't keep them in my flat, which means that I guess I can't tend to them. Can't sort of, especially at this time, it's a little bit more difficult for me to get there. So it's I guess just keeping on top of those sorts of things is a bit of an issue. But yeah, I guess we don't have any. As far as disease goes, they seem to be good. So, and I guess we don't have so much of the sprays and things. I guess there's some on the gardens, but not the same that you probably get out in the rural areas. So, they seem to be doing all right.
Oh, you'd have to set up a webcam to point at your hive so you can look at it wherever you are.
Yeah, sure. That's a great idea. I was doing some quite cool slow motion videos the other day. That was quite neat.
Okay.
On the iPhone, that was quite cool.
Yeah. Do you put those up on YouTube?
No, I haven't. But the thing is, I'm having a little bit of difficulty because the iPhone has an application where, so it doesn't actually, it just slows down. It's like an app that slows down the frame rate rather than.
Oh yeah, is that the one called? Yeah, I know the one you mean.
It's just part of the new iOS software. It just so you can just hold your iPhone up and put it on the slow-mo mode, and it sort of slows it down to about 120 frame rates per second.
Oh, brilliant!
Which it looks quite neat when all the bees are coming back in. You get, it was quite impressive at sort of midday the other day when they were going nuts on a sunny day. It was quite cool, and see them all in slow mo, entering and leaving the hive.
Sounds awesome. Oh, well, if you upload them to YouTube, make sure we tell us, and we'll have a look at that. Yeah,
I will. The other, now that I think about it, I told Margaret the other great thing that I saw the other day while I actually had just opened the hive was a virgin queen returning to the hive. So I've got a video of a queen basically flying up to the entrance. It'll have to send through to you.
Oh wow! Is that the one because you just recently split one of your hives, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So she must have been on their mating flight or something.
Yeah. So we've had, Margaret's hoping to come and give me some assistance. I've just been emailing her, so hopefully she's going to come. We've still got to split. We haven't split the hives yet, but we've.
Okay.
We've had we've had a few queen cells already.
I'll remind her.
Yeah. That'd be good.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. And so, what do you think is the biggest mistake you see a lot of new beekeepers making these days? If you see anything, yeah.
I guess from my perspective, I don't know. I can imagine if I just got my hive now and hadn't had the winter, which was, I guess, there's not a lot going on. I mean, I guess it's a little bit hard. You've got to have good honey supplies to keep them alive and well. But I guess it's sort of quite a good period to get used to what's happening in the hive, and occasionally opening it and sort of seeing what everything should look like, and just getting a bit of a feel, rather than in spring and summertime where bees are very active and there's a lot going on. It's a little bit more, I guess, a little bit more stress and pressure.
Yeah, for sure. But more activity this time of year, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. Yeah. So, which is exciting, but it's also, I guess, just trying to, as a beginner, you start, just wanting to know that everything's sort of going okay. And
yeah, I mean, it's surprising how much you can learn from just watching the front of the hive. You can see what's coming in, what's going out, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's a really good method to use. Yeah, I mean, have you seen a lot of swarms this season so far? Not from your bees, but from other people.
No, I haven't seen any yet. No.
Oh, okay. Because I think we've picked up 8 so far.
Oh, really? That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. I guess from here on in, that'll be really stepping it up.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, do you have any pests where you live? I guess you've got varroa mites, and do you have any other issues to deal with for your bees?
No, nothing else. No, a little bit of varroa. Oh, actually, no, I lie. We've had a bit of wax moth.
Oh, okay.
That has been removing. So they sort of hide just in the kind of the corners of the frame of the boxes.
Yeah.
And been pulling out a few of those, but quite fortunate that there don't seem to be any. There weren't any sort of I guess there aren't really wasps over winter, but we haven't had any wasp activity at all, so that's been quite good. So it'll be interesting to see how whether that picks up over the summer months, or whether just being in that area there's not so many of the German and common wasps.
No, that's fantastic. So last summer you didn't notice many of them around?
No, not around there. So there's a few paper wasps, but they don't seem to bother them too much. They don't seem to be the ones that are in causing the trouble. So hopefully, basically just that'll wait and see what happens there.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's awesome.
Might be doing. I hear you guys are quite active in the following the German wasp back to their nest and knocking them out. So
yeah, that's one of our projects. We're going to do some what they call beelining. We've got a box and we're going to try and track the wasps back to their nest because we live in. Oh, you've been to our house, haven't you? Yeah, because we live in the middle of the bush. It's very difficult to track where they are. So we're going to do that. So if you've got a spare few hours, you can come out with us. It's exciting.
Yeah. I guess in the evening it's quite easy to do, isn't it? Or much easier when they're sort of flying home to their.
It's in the when it's getting dusk, you can often see them. They're flying through the sun, so you can actually spot their trails kind of thing.
And I guess they're generally all heading home, so they're not just out and about. They're sort of on a mission. Yeah,
exactly. So that's a good way to track them. It's a really good idea. Yeah, we're just going to try this. We're going to try this beelining out and see if it works, and we'll report back to everyone. And if it does, we can start using it, because last summer we got quite a lot of wasps. We actually lost a hive because of them, because they were just hammering one hive.
Yeah. I remember when I was out there, you had hell of a lot of wasp activity.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I mean, if we can get this beelining idea to work, then we can probably tell other people about it, and they can start deploying it as well. Because the Waitaki Ranges does seem to be overrun by German wasps at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for our American listeners, German wasps are called yellow jackets over there. Yeah. And so, what's your plans for the next coming season?
Like to split the hive and I at least have 2 fully operating hives, potentially more if time and I guess the colonies are strong enough. But at least 2, and hopefully get a good amount of honey. I've been sort of promising friends that I'll have some honey ready by Christmas, but I don't think that's going to happen. But anyway, we'll at least some honey over the summer months, which would be good. A few little gifts and things. So
absolutely.
That should be good. And then I'd be quite interested to get into looking into sort of propolis collection and things, just for personal use. As time goes on, propolis and pollen and things like that. But I haven't even scratched the surface. So
yeah,
it's all I don't really know anything about it yet, but that'll be come over time.
Yeah, well, what one way to collect propolis is you get a propolis mat which sits on the bit below the hive mat, and they basically fill it up, and then you just put it in the freezer and then just slightly bend it, and it all falls out.
Right. Yeah. I've heard about these propolis mats, but haven't.
Yeah, they work really well.
Yeah. Something like that. So that'll be.
Yeah, and there's even companies in New Zealand where you can send them the mat and they'll clean it out, and then I'll send you another one back.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'll get you the name of those people. Yeah, so you can do that if you really want to collect a lot of it.
Yeah. So I guess, it'd be good to make use of some of those resources. So
I tend to collect it all in my hands.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially in summer, it becomes like tar, and
it's pretty sticky stuff. I've had a few meetings with it.
Yeah, are you going to do any other collections from the hive? Like, you're going to collect the wax and stuff, or?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Pollen and things are all. Yeah, I guess it's. As I say, I still don't know anything really about the collecting side of it yet. So that's all to come. But I'd like to. Yeah.
Oh, good. And so what would you say to beginning beekeepers out there that are thinking about getting started, but they're just too worried or scared? What would you say to them?
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I sort of just took the approach, just start, and that's why I did go with a fully working hive rather than some of the other ways. I guess obviously you got that upfront cost, but having bought from you, I sort of know it's disease free and everything's sort of all good, and all the boxes are good quality, and generally the products are good quality, so it was quite reassuring, and I guess, as I say, although my one had obviously lots of honey supplies, so they could last through the winter okay. That's why I was able to get it in those cooler months when the bees were sort of quite calm and the numbers were down, which meant that there wasn't so much work for me, which was, I guess, quite good in a way that it allowed me to sort of get used to how the hive operates. But so I guess that's, I don't know, was quite a good option for me.
Oh, awesome.
But just starting, I guess. The course is obviously a good way to get some background information.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, like a community college course or a community course is a good idea, because you did the one at the Rutherford's High School, is that right? Yeah.
Rutherford High School, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because we are doing another one of those this year, so. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. If you get involved in the course. Them. Yeah, and then you can you can sort of get out there. And I think the other thing is bee clubs are good too, because you can go out there and just do inspections with people and see what they're like.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I've been to a few Auckland bee club meets, and they're very informative and good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame you couldn't do the last one, because they had a talk about pollen actually.
Pollen collecting.
Yeah, but you had another engagement that day, didn't you? So it was no good.
Yes. Yeah, no, I couldn't make it. That's I'd like to get along to a few more of those.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's a good way to. I think it's really good for beginners to get involved with bee clubs and courses, and read lots, and also listen to beekeeping podcasts, Jullion?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can learn a lot from these.
That's right, because I think you've discovered that the podcast app is part of iOS now, so it's awesome. Yeah,
it's all easy, just before you go to bed.
Well, are you saying that we put you to sleep?
No, not at all. It's nice and soothing,
Yeah, no, I think it's good. It's good to see. Yeah. Oh, thanks for coming along, Jullion. It's been awesome talking to you.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
And what do you got planned for the rest of the day? You're going to do some beekeeping?
I plan to, actually. It's a lovely day here. It's just bluebird. So I think maybe in the afternoon, once things cool down a little bit, although it isn't that hot outside, and then get into it. Yeah,
absolutely. Oh, I'll enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, no, you too.
Yep.
Thanks a lot, Gary.
And or you stay on the line, I'll just close the show. Well, thanks everyone for listening, and if you want to look at the show notes for this page, it's kiwimana.co.nz/Jullion. So we'll have that released soon.